Hello everybody and welcome back to Stretchies and Stuff. My name is Jane and I'm happy to be here today with an hour-long Vinyasa class. So this is a great class for people who have experience with Vinyasa already, and for those who are beginners, feel free to take it really slow, pause the video, skip any Vinyasa, just come into child's pose or just come into your standing position if it becomes too much. Try to keep the breath nice and steady and calm throughout the whole practice. It is pretty quick and it could even be a little too quick. So move with your own breath. If my cues are faster than yours, just take it down a notch. Let's get started. Get your mat, get some water, get some comfy clothes, and let's do it.
All right, everybody, hello. Let's get started lying down on our backs. So just spread your legs nice and wide, just get comfy and start to feel yourself grounding into the earth. Start to become aware of your breath. And then reach your arms overhead and give yourself a really nice big side-to-side morning stretch. So stretch out through your toes, through your fingers, all the way up and down the sides of your body. As you inhale, reach up, and exhale, hug it all in. And now let's bring the knees into the chest. And then right away, bring your knees into a tabletop position. So trying to get the legs at about a 90-degree angle, and then zip up through the core and really feel the whole lower back root into the ground, and place your hands on your knees and push your knees into your hands and your hands into your knees. So we're really active here, warming up the core right away, and breathe into the whole corset of abdominal muscles around the trunk. And then as you inhale, reach the right arm back and the left arm forward. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, left arm, left leg, extend. Exhale to bring it back into meet. Inhale, extend right, really push the lower back into the ground, and exhale, come to center. Coming onto the left side as you inhale, and if you can't get your leg down so far while keeping your back on the ground, just make it a bit of a smaller movement. So we're on the right side now. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Stay with it and find your edge. Exhale, come back. Inhale, push the back into the ground. Exhale, keep it in the ground as you bring the leg forward. Left side. And release. Bring the knees back and do that push again. So push the hands into the knees, knees into the hands, and then super slowly bring the toes down onto the ground. Take a nice deep breath and then walk your feet as wide as the mat and let the knees fall in towards each other. Constructive rest pose. Take a few breaths into the core, letting go of any tension. And then slowly bring the legs back up into tabletop. So finding that 90-degree angle, once again, we're going to go through a round just like that again. So as you inhale, push the lower back into the ground and exhale to root. Really just finding that engagement first by pressing the hands into the knees and the knees into the hands. And then inhale, right leg, right arm, extend. Exhale, center. Inhale, extend left, extend right. And exhale to center. Start moving with your own breath here. Linking one inhale to one movement and the exhale to the movement. So throughout this class, we'll be doing that. As we inhale, we're usually coming up, and as we exhale, we're coming down. We're on the right side now, continuing to move. Exhale, center. Inhale, left leg, left arm, extend. Push the lower back into the ground. If it's not completely flat on the lower ground, you're going to want to come to less of an angle. And one more time here. Exhale, come back to center, and then give me that push once again. Push the knees into the hands, hands into the knees, and then bring your hands down onto the mat, and in slow motion-ish, bring your feet down onto the ground and find that constructive rest pose. Really nice, soft space for the lower back, the pelvis. and keep that breath steady, engaging Ujjayi pranayama as we warm up the core and prepare for our practice. All right, here we go again. Coming into tabletop right away and warming up the core, keeping it nice and engaged by pressing hands into feet, hands into knees, knees into hands. And this time we're going to wrap our right leg over our left, like eagle legs. So if you can do the double bind, go for it. If not, you can just cross the legs as though you're sitting down. And then the left arm comes over the right arm. So now we are in supine eagle pose. So again, while we're here, really press the back into the ground, engage the core, find the breath, and on your inhale, tap the toes and the fingers onto the ground. Exhale, bring the elbows and the knees together. Inhale to open. We're only doing this 3 times, so last one, bring the elbows and the knees together, and exhale, tap on the ground. And now just bring the elbows and knees to meet and come back to your supine eagle pose. Inhale, extend the arms by your side and slowly release the toes onto the ground. Find your breath. Find constructive rest pose. So really feel the grounding of the lower back onto the mat. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw before we come onto the other side. So press the knees into the hands into the knees, and the whole back on the ground. And now left knee comes over right knee. That is right. And then right elbow over left. Find the bind if you can, and just breathe into your reclined eagle pose. Push the knees away from the body, and now tap elbows to knees, fingers and toes to the ground. For 2, inhale, extend. Exhale for 3, and inhale, extend. And just hold yourself in this eagle pose. Unravel the arms and the legs, and then slowly bring the feet down onto the ground. Find your constructive rest pose. And then cross the left ankle over the right knee and find a figure 4 position. So beginning to open up the hips, lift that whole structure, and if possible, interlace your fingers around your right shin, or you can leave the right foot down on the ground. Whatever makes you feel like you're getting a really deep stretch in that outer left hip. And imagine trying to point the tailbone down towards the ground. And if you want, you can take your left hand and with flex left toes, gently push on the inner edge of the left knee. So waking up the hips here. And now gently cross your left knee over your right and then reach for the outer feet. So we're pulling the knees in towards the chest and keeping a really strong flex in the ankles. Breathe into the hips. Really pull into the body. Reclined cow face pose. Feeling a nice deep opening in both sides of the hips. And then gently release, unravel, hug the knees in towards the chest. And gently release the feet down onto the ground, finding your constructive rest pose once again, and coming straight into the other side. So right ankle crosses over the left knee, and either keep that left foot on the ground or hug the knee in towards the chest, finding our hip opener, figure 4, reclined pigeon variation. And take whatever option you took on the other side, keeping always that right ankle flexed, maybe gently pushing on the inner right knee to encourage the knee away from the body a little bit. Nice deep breathing, soften the jaw, soften the brow. And then slowly cross the right knee over the left and find your reclined cow face pose. So grabbing onto the bottoms of the feet in the direction of the outer feet, and with a nice point in the foot. So a point meets a flex. Just pull those feet in towards the body. One of my favorite stretches. Gently release and come back down. And now hug the knees in towards the chest to bring yourself into some rocking movement. So rocking forward and backwards a few times here, building up the momentum to bring ourselves all the way up to standing, however gracefully it may be. And then find yourself standing with your feet wide on the mat, toes point out, and inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to come down into your Malasana Yogi squat and try to arch the spine a little bit here. Look up, keep the chest nice and open and breathe. And inhale to come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands to heart center and push the elbows into the knees and the knees into the elbows. And push the tailbone towards the ground. Look up here. And then inhale to reach the arms up overhead. And exhale. We're going to come down one last time here. Find your squat. And then staying down a little bit longer, really point the tailbone into the ground and then reach the left arm off to the side and twist the spine to extend the right arm up towards the sky. Look up in the direction of that arm and energetically push that right knee out to the side. Come back to center. Breathe and come through some little cat-cow movements with the spine. So inhale to arch, exhale to curl. Inhale to arch and coming right onto the other side. So walk those right fingers away from the body and then really reach the left arm up towards the sky. Energetically push that left knee off towards the side and then open up to get a little bit taller and exhale. Bring it back down to center and then slowly bring your bum onto the ground and find yourself in a boat pose. Not for long here, so either straight legs or bent knees. Just zip up through the core, try to open up the chest, and then we are going to come into forearms on the ground behind us and really keep that chest nice and open. And we're going to drop the left leg and drop the right leg. So move with the breath. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale, left leg comes down. Exhale, right leg comes down. Try to keep that chest nice and open and keep the legs straight if possible. But if not, you can always bend the knees and tap the toes down. Use your breath here. Left leg comes down, right leg comes down. Just a few more. Keep strong and finish. Bring both legs up and bring the chest up a little bit more. Find your boat pose once again and reach forward, coming into low boat. So bringing everything down. Inhale to come up to boat and exhale to come down, low boat. Look forward and then bring it all down to the ground. Shake out the hips a little bit and just feel yourself coming back into the breath. Hug the knees into the chest and then bring yourself all the way up and down, rolling like a ball. And on the last time we roll, cross the legs, plant the hands, and step back into plank position and find downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog, I'm gonna, switch it up a little bit. So get yourself nice and comfy here, root into the hands, bend the knees a lot, and point the tailbone up towards the sky. So with those nice bent knees, you can create a little bit of extra space. Really push into the big toe ball of the feet to engage the arch of the feet. And then we're gonna roll forward into plank pose, just warming up a little bit more, and then exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale to roll yourself forward through the spine into plank pose. And exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. One more time like this, roll yourself forward into plank. Press into the hands evenly as you lift your hips back up into downward facing dog. And then inhale, exhale. Inhale to reach the right leg up towards the sky. And exhale, bring the right knee to the nose. Kiss. Inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee comes across the body to the left elbow. Inhale, reach the leg up into the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Look forward and inhale to reach it up, three-legged downward dog. Exhale, knee to nose, and then bring that right foot onto the ground in between your hands and come into a high lunge. So bend that back knee a lot to help yourself get your pelvis nice and level and sink into the front knee. So try to make a 90-degree angle with that front knee. Exhale, lower the hands and step right back into downward facing dog. Inhale, curl yourself forward into plank. This time lower the knees, chest and chin, and slither yourself forward onto your belly for a little cobra on the inhale. Exhale to come down. And inhale, little cobra, warming up the back body. Exhale to come down. One more time like this, but this time with the fingers wide in finger stand cobra. And exhale to come all the way down. Bring the hands in, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shake it out. And inhale right away, lift the left leg up. And exhale, bring that knee to nose. Curl the spine. Inhale, reach the leg up towards the sky. And exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale to reach the left leg up towards the sky. And exhale, left knee, left elbow, look forward. Inhale to reach the leg up towards the sky. And exhale, curl it all the way through to the nose this time and set that left foot down. And widen your stance a little bit here for your high lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up and get nice and deep into that front knee. And again, bend the back knee to keep the pelvis leveling, not staying here for long. Reach up, look up, and exhale. Plant the hands down, step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down through chaturanga this time. And inhale to come up. You choose upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Find your down dog. So inhale here and exhale. Bend the knees, look forward and step one foot and the other into your forward fold right away. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, and exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms up all the way overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Find Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Bring the feet together in Tadasana. And get yourself all sorted out and find your balance here. So feel the weight evenly in all four corners of the feet. Inhale to reach the arms up and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the hands on the shins, halfway look. Plant the hands, step back, plank. Inhale in plank and exhale, slowly lower. Inhale to find upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, downward dog. Take a few breaths here. And then on the bottom of your last exhale, bend the knees and step or hop forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, find mountain pose, Tadasana, Surya namaskara, moving through 2 more times. So bring your toes together if that's comfortable for you. Wide as the hips is also available. And on the inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, plant hands, step back, find plank. And exhale to lower, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. You can move around a little in your downward dog or find stillness, whatever works in your body. On the bottom of your last exhale, look forward towards the hands. Bend the knees, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Maybe sweating a little bit already. And take a few breaths here. And moving through once again. So inhale, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Plant the hands on the exhale, step or hop all the way back into bent knees and come forward into plank. Find chaturanga or lowering the knees. If chaturanga, try to keep the arms 90 degree. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Warming up the body. Feel free to move or challenge yourself to stay in stillness in your down dogs. When you're ready, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, Tadasana. Finding the breath. Warming up the body. We're going to move into some Surya namaskara B. So lower the hips down, bend the knees, sweep the floor, find your chair pose. Doing a variation here. So as you exhale, bring the elbows down, open the chest, cactus. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale to reach the arms up. One more time, opening the chest, exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, plant hands, step or hop all the way back into bent knees and plank. Lowering chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And right away, step right foot forward, pivot left. Inhale, warrior one. Just staying here for a couple of short breaths this first time. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, pivot the right foot, step the left foot forward, warrior one for a couple of breaths. Just working our way into the Surya namaskara B. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to lower. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. This dog over here is starting to sniff around. At the bottom of your last exhale with bent knees, look forward and step or hop into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. This time we're going to come all the way up to standing, circle the arms up overhead, and exhale, bring palms down to heart center. Modified Surya Namaskara B. And we're going to come into a couple more rounds of this. So first, just finding your Tadasana, mountain pose. Find your breath. If your heart rate has begun to rise, try to use your breath and use this moment of rest in our mountain pose to find some stillness and calmness. And let's move through. Sweep the fingers down, find your chair pose, get that butt a little bit lower. I'm speaking to myself here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale to reach the fingertips up. Exhale, bring the elbows down, cactus. Inhale, last time. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant hands. Step or hop back to bent knees. Push forward and flow through chaturanga, upward dog, and meeting in downward facing dog. Right away, pivot left foot, step right forward. This time just one breath in warrior one as you plant the hands, step back, flow through. So it is one breath per movement. It can be intense. Pivot right, step left, inhale, warrior one pose, and exhale, plant the hands, step back, flow through. Whew. That can be tough to get the breathing right. You might need to catch your breath now in this downward facing dog. Feel free to pause and try that again. One breath per movement. And when you're ready, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lower the knees, reach the arms up, and exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, cactus, open the chest. Keep that breath nice and strong. Last time. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, bring the palms together at heart center. Find Tadasana and find your breath. We're going to move through this whole thing one more time. Bend the knees, inhale, reach the fingertips up. Cactus arms in your slow chair. You know the drill. Coming into the third one. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach up. And exhale to come all the way through your vinyasa. So plant the hands, hop back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale right away, pivot left, step right, warrior one. So we're going to stay in this warrior one for a little bit longer this time. So get nice and deep into the front knee and interlace your hands behind your back, open the chest, and exhale, fold forward, finding humble warrior, lots of strength in the front leg, and really imagine sucking the right femur bone back into the hip socket, trying to level out the hips a little bit here. Micro bend in the elbows, and nice soft face, deep breaths. Inhale to pull yourself all the way back up. And now widen your stance, finding warrior two position. So now heel to arch alignment. Find that strength in the pose. Gaze is over the middle finger and the front arm. And then exalted warrior. So reach the left hand back down the left leg. And with the right palm facing the back wall, reach that right hand up towards the sky. Gaze towards the right fingertips. And exhale, bring that right elbow onto the right knee and reach the left arm up overhead in line with the ear, fingertips reaching towards the front of the room. Maybe the right fingers come down onto the ground. And right away, come back into warrior two, cartwheel the hands down and step back, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. A few breaths here in downward facing dog. And when you are finished, your final exhale, bend the knees a lot, look forward and step or hop into your forward fold, halfway lift, and find chair. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, move through your cactus arms 3 times with your own breath. Try to get lower. And then reach the arms all the way up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Have a look down at the feet and bring the hands all the way to the hips. Feet are hips distance apart, and we're going to hinge forward from the hips, but pause in your halfway lift. Just feel that engagement through the core and the hamstrings, and moving along. Exhale, forward fold. Try to release the head. And walk the hands forward a little bit here. Just find your edge in your forward fold. So slight bend in the knees is completely fine. And now let's take the peace fingers around the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Elbows come out towards the sides. As much of a micro bend in the knees as you need to feel comfortable and good here. And breathing into the whole back body, release the neck. Stay here for another breath cycle. And then release the interlock of the fingers. Bring the toes together to meet and reach the arms up overhead. We're coming into another chair with cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. Inhale and exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, look forward and move through your vinyasa. And from our downward facing dog, we will be pivoting the right foot and stepping the left foot forward and finding warrior one once again. Take your time to get here. And find your strength in this position. Really sink into the front leg. Interlace the hands behind the back. Open the chest towards the sky and exhale, fold yourself forward. Feel free to make that right foot a lot wider so you're on train tracks, and try to keep a micro bend in the elbows. Release the neck, let the head hang. And pull yourself back up to standing using your arms. And then rearrange your feet here so that we are in our warrior two position. So heel to arch alignment, get low in that front knee and reach the arms out in opposite directions. Gaze over the left middle finger. Reverse the palm up to the sky. Find your exalted warrior. And on your exhale, bring the left elbow to the left thigh and reach the right arm up overhead, really stretching through the side body. Maybe bring that left fingertips down to the ground, keeping space in the side body. And finding warrior two once again. Cartwheel the hands down and step back. Flow through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog. Good. Is anybody sweating yet? Bend the knees a lot here. Shake out the tailbone, shake out the head, and then find your way back into your forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms all the way up overhead, and exhale, mountain pose. Bring the feet wide once again, and this time interlace the hands behind the back and fold all the way forward. Release the head and try to keep that micro bend in the elbows. It can be really easy for us to block out the elbows and let them flop forward. Try to keep some integrity there to protect the joints. And pull yourself back up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead and exhale, palms to chest. Tadasana. And right away from Tadasana, step your right foot back and come into a high crescent lunge, bending deeply into the front knee and with your feet kind of on train tracks, so not so much in a tightrope position. And now we're going to come into those eagle arms with the left arm over the right and exhale to curl yourself forward. Look forward, keep that balance. Inhale to come up to standing. And exhale, bring yourself forward, really using the core here and the strength of the legs and the feet. Pull yourself back up, high lunge, and exhale, come down once again with eagle arms. Inhale to come back up, and exhale, get a little bit deeper in your lunge, undo the hands and bring both hands to your hips. And we're going to come into a warrior 3. So if you have a wall nearby, let's play with that. So start with the hands on the hips and make sure the right hip is coming down level with the left. And then you can bring your hands onto the wall just to feel the action of pushing into the wall with your hands and pushing into an imaginary wall with your back leg. And now pulse that back heel out for 3, 2, 1, and lift. And now we're going to slowly bring the hands to heart center, lower the back foot. Inhale, reach up, high crescent lunge, and exhale, step back and flow through your vinyasa. Take a few breaths in downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot, push the tailbone up towards the sky. And release the neck. Now bend the knees and step yourself forward into your forward fold, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, and exhale, hands come to heart center and feet come to hips distance apart. Now right away, bring the weight into your right foot and let's step the left foot back. Find that crescent lunge with your feet on train tracks, and inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Try to tuck the tailbone under a little bit. And this time we're bringing the right arm over the left, finding those eagle arms. Choose your variation and hinge forward, zipping up through the core. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, hinge forward. And inhale to come up. Try to tuck your ribs in. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale to come back up. Undo the arms and bring both hands to your hips. Zip up once again and take a few steps forward. Try to find a wall if that's something you want to explore. And come into that warrior 3 position, either with your hands on your hips, hands by the wall if you're experimenting with your form here, or hands can be hanging in space in front of your body without the wall. And now pulsing a few times here. Couple more. Just waking up the glutes a little bit. And release the pulse. Bring the hands back to heart center. Step the left foot back and find that high lunge and plant the hands, coming right into downward dog this time. Few breaths here, and bring yourself forward, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing, vinyasa. Now we're going to lower the knees and bring the hips back to the heels. Find a nice child's pose. You deserve it. So I've got my knees nice and wide in this child's pose, but I'm bringing my arms back beside the body just to get a little bit more opening in the shoulders. You can always rock your head from side to side on the mat. Release any tension in the brow and the jaw. And come back to nice, even, steady breathing. Let's reach the arms forward and peel yourself forward through hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog, and right away bend the knees and hop yourself forward. Halfway lift and then exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Find your chair pose once again. And now bring the weight into the left foot and bend the right knee. Lift the right foot off the ground and hook your right leg over your left, finding Garudasana, eagle pose. Bringing the left arm over the right, linking the arms like we've done several times today, like we did lying on our back. and try to sit down a little bit more into the hips and try to have your back a little bit straighter. I'm trying my best as well. And now we're hinging forward, undo the legs, and bring that right leg back into warrior three like we did earlier with the wall. Lower the left hand and reach the right arm up to the sky. This is completely optional, but if you feel like playing with a very quick Ardha Chandrasana, that was your chance. Plant the left or the right foot down, find warrior one, and exhale. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Nice breathing in downward dog. Find your breath. Those were very quick transitions. Inhale to come forward and exhale to lower. Inhale, find your back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, and this time just step both feet forward, find your halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, graze the fingertips on the ground and come into your chair pose. Really try to sit the hips back and bring the weight into the right foot. Lift the left foot and cross it around the right foot. This time the right arm is over the left. Find your eagle. Imagine you have a tail and somebody is pulling it down towards the ground. All a work in progress. Focus on one point and then hinge your upper body forward. Undo the left leg and bring the left leg back so it is floating in space. Maybe you're wobbling, but find somewhere to gaze on the ground in warrior three with eagle arms. And then feel free to plant that right hand on the ground or a block off to the side. Quick Ardha Chandrasana if it's in your practice. If not, feel free to mess around, give it a shot, and step back, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands, and step that right foot back to downward facing dog. And bend the knees a lot in that down dog. And point the tailbone up to the sky. Okay, inhale, reach the right leg up. And exhale, bring the right leg all the way forward and through to pigeon pose. So right knee is just behind your right wrist. And try to keep that right foot nice and engaged, toes coming back towards the knee. And exhale, you can fold yourself forward or find a block or use your hands as a pillow. Do whatever feels restful for you here. We'll stay here for several breaths, stretching out the hips. Notice any thoughts that come up in this posture and try to just visualize them floating away. And just keep sending the breath into the hips, into the lower back. There's nothing like a nice long pigeon. Feel free to modify this pose in any way that feels good for you. Either stay down here, or if you'd like to come with me, press your hands into the ground, bring your upper body upright, bend your back leg, and maybe reach for that back foot. So coming into a nice quad stretch here in our pigeon pose. So stretching out the whole lower body should feel really nice. Just a quick hello to that quad. And now bring your fingertips back in that tented shape and inhale to come up and exhale to roll down. Inhale, peel the body up and exhale to roll down. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and step your right foot back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot, pedal out from heel to heel. And then right away, lift that left leg up towards the sky and come into pigeon pose on the other side. Always option to pad underneath the bent leg, underneath the hip of the bent leg, or to do this on your back like we did at the beginning of the class. Do what feels best for you. Try to keep that left foot active, toes coming back towards the knee, and then start to bring yourself down either onto your hands or with your forehead all the way on the ground, or maybe you have a pillow that you want to use or a block, and melt into this pose for a little while. Keep the focus on the breath. Keep the breath nice and steady. And now option to stay here. Or if you came with me last time, bring yourself up, bend that back leg. Maybe, scooch that back knee back a little farther if you would like. And try to keep the shoulders with the intention of facing them forward. And just hug onto that right foot. Nice, quick glute stretch. And coming into that waving motion in the upper body. Inhale to come up. And exhale to wave the body down. Inhale, come up. Plant the hands. Tuck the toes. And this time, just scooch yourself over onto that left hip and swing your legs around. Find yourself in a nice seated position. And roll yourself down onto your back. Have your knees bent. Keep them bent. And walk your feet back so that you can graze the backs of your heels with your fingers. Your knees are over your ankles. Start to zipper up through the core and have your shoulder blades nice and planted on the ground, and lift the hips, finding your bridge pose. Option to interlace the hands underneath the back. Really push into the shoulders, into the arms. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Nice softness in the back of the neck, and breathe here. Make sure your feet are pointing in the same direction, parallel to each other. Hips distance apart. And one more breath here to get a little bit higher. You can lift the heels and slowly lower the back onto the ground. Yes. And for this next one, you might want to have a block nearby if you do have a block. So there's the option to come into another round of bridge pose, or take a block or two. I'm going to go with two, actually. I'll show you with 2 blocks. Or you can use a pillow or some books, but this is how you will stack them. And just bring those blocks underneath your hips, stacked on top of each other, coming into a nice restorative back bend, supported back bend. So the blocks are going to be on your sacrum, so not on your mid-back or your spine, or particularly your butt. It's just the very top of your tailbone. So once you find that nice flat surface to rest on the blocks, just release here and feel your whole pelvis opening up, relaxing. an option, and just let to bring one leg and the other leg. So you might need a little bit of core engagement here, and you can always bend the knees slightly to keep this a comfortable position, but just making a little bit of inversion in the body, creating some blood flow in the opposite direction as it normally goes. So sending fresh blood to the internal organs. And bend the knees and let the feet fall back down onto the ground. Lift the hips, remove the blocks, and lower the hips onto the ground and windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Really just let go of any tension in the lower back, pelvis, jaw. And now lift your legs up and just plop your hips over to the left side and let your knees fall to the right side. So we're coming into a supine twist here. Bring your left arm out, gaze is over to the left. Breathe into the belly. Breathe into the spine. Really winding down. Staying present on what we're doing right now, focused but calm and relaxed. Bring your legs back to center, let your hips lift up and fall over to the right side, and let your knees fall over to the left. Bring your right arm kind of into a T or a cactus, whatever's more comfortable for you. And you can always have that left hand just holding on to the top of the right leg to encourage the knees down. Make sure everything that isn't being used right now is soft. So the body parts, the jaw, the brow, the breath, you can let go of control and begin to surrender. And slowly bring your feet back down, planted, and bring your knees into the chest. Bringing your legs wide, create some circles by using your hands on top of your knees to stir your legs as though you were stirring your hip bones or your leg bones into your hip sockets. Just create some space. And now coming into happy baby, so reach the arms through the legs and pull on the outer sides of the feet. Find whatever works for you. Not the best angle, but you get the picture. So you can rock from one side to another. Stretching out your legs before we come into our final resting pose. So do whatever feels right here. If this is too much, you can always just hold on to the knees. And now we're going to bring the knees out wide, feet together, finding Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined butterfly pose with blocks under the knees or thighs, just to make it a little bit more passive and restorative. If you don't have blocks here, of course, you can use pillows, or you can even use your fists. Please feel free to stay here for as long as you can. If the computer is nearby, you can just hit pause and stay here for a little extra time. If you do have to move on, if you have somewhere to be, then remove the blocks, bring the knees together and find yourself on one side. Slowly push yourself up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed, keep everything soft, and bring the hands to heart center and take a moment to honor yourself and honor the practice of yoga. And I honor you for joining me today. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, and I'll see you later. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this class, please don't forget to subscribe and do all of that stuff. Hit the notifications button, share it with a friend, and I will see you next time. Thank you.